I'm going to give a quick intro, and then Matias is going to show you all the amazing things that we have been working on for the past months. So I guess this can be pretty much summarized in Nipuna's shirt. I don't know if you saw it, which says like basically happy developers write better code, right? And what makes happy developers in one part is Dagger, right? Because it, all the benefits and the cool things that you can do with it. But on the other hand, when you are either a Dagger node or a platform engineer or maybe a developer tooling developer, when you start adopting Dagger, you realize that the management of the life cycles of your modules, start to become a challenge. First of all, you need to make them available within your organization. Then you need to know who is using which module. You need to know if the module fails, right? The function of the module fails. You need to basically connect the traces. So what we have been working on, given user input as well as community input for the past months, is a new way where you can manage the life cycles of your Dagger modules. The idea behind this is to make both module creators and consumers more productive, and at the same time, develop a new collaboration model around the Dagger system, which is basically this composable set of building blocks that you could actually use to build your pipelines or maybe your agentic workflows, or any challenge that you need to accomplish. Within those key features, we prioritize Git integration initially. Matias is going to explain a little bit about this in a minute. Then module discovery, the ability to actually explore and navigate the documents of the modules. We also allow contextual tracing as well as insights, which is also a part of an important part of navigating modules and understanding how they are operating and performing. So with that all said, and with my Steve Jobs sweater, I'm going to leave Matias to guide you through all the amazing things that we have been shipping in the past weeks. Mati, nice. All yours.
Yeah, so in Marco's intro, he was talking about module developers and platform engineers. One of the first things that we actually being both have faced is that you develop the modules that power your software factory, and those modules, they end up being all over the place. You may have a bunch of different repos, or you may have dozens of modules in just a single repository. And it starts to become a little bit difficult to actually keep track of them. So the first thing that we aimed at fixing is the fact that having a module catalog should be something that's simple and that's right in your face. And it should be as automatic as possible. So when you want to get started with this feature, the first thing that you do is you configure a Git source, which for now we only support GitHub, but more are coming. And you're basically going to enable which organization or account you want to connect. What we are going to do when you do that is we're going to automatically scan that organization or that list of organizations, and we're going to try to find all the Dagger modules that you have already developed. Once we find them, we're going to show them here in this cool modules tab that you can see, and you're going to be able to see every single module they have with some metadata, whether they're private or public. And as new modules are pushed to these existing repositories, we're going to automatically find them and show them here. The first problem that we faced when we started doing this integration is that, we have, I can scroll down. We have so many modules that we work on at Dagger, and you need a way to catalog them, a way to group them and give a little bit of meaning to that particular group. In our case, for example, we have this particular tab, which we're calling a view, that's called toolchain. This view is configurable. You can create views and select which modules you want to show in that particular view. In our case, toolchain is the module that we use to actually build applications. For example, here you can see that we have Alpine, Wolfie, Golang CI, Go, and Node. So if you're getting started in your team and you want to build Go application, you might already use a module that's on Daggerverse, or you might build your own that adds a little bit of the best practices that you want to enforce. You're going to see that module here, and so will your other team members. So they're going to be able to quickly find it and use it for their application. Now, what happens when you go into one of these modules is that the first thing you're going to be able to see is the actual documentation of the module. You can see here that we have an all versions tab, meaning that you don't have a version selected, but we decided to show you the default version for a module, which has the same logic that we have for Daggerverse. Here we're showing you the V0188 module, and you can see the API for that in the same way that you would in Daggerverse. In this case, I don't have examples that I can show you, but you're going to be able to look at that as well. So a developer can come in, see that you have a build function, see maybe an example that you wrote, and see how they can use it. Now, you as a developer of the Go module, you probably want to gain a little bit of insight into who's using the module. Like, okay, I created this toolchain module that is going to help ship Go applications, but I need to know who has it. I need to also have tooling to understand upgrade path. Am I breaking anybody? What's happening? Like, who's using within my organization specifically, who's using the module? For that, you can go into this view that's called the dependence tab, the dependence view, sorry. And I can see who actually installed my module, and I can see their specific modules and jump directly to them. Here, for example, we have the main Dagger module. This is a module that builds Dagger. And since Dagger is a Go application, we use the Go module that we've developed. I can jump into this particular one and see all the different versions that are using this particular version. I can even see the pin that they have selected if they have one. For any of these, I can actually jump into one. For example, here we have a commit. I can jump to that one. And you're going to see that I'm going to go to the actual Dagger dev module. And this time, I am in the dependency stuff. Here, I'm going to be able to find myself. Remember, we were in the Go module, and we can see that it's a dependency of this particular package. Once I am in this contextual module, this is a module of a developer, somebody might have told you like, hey, my builds are failing. So you can jump into that one and see the traces for that particular commit in this case, and we can see what's happening. Here we can see that we have some local function calls that are happening for this particular commit. So somebody is actually working on this module in this specific pin version. If I don't really care and I simply want to browse around, I can remove the version selected by default and have all the list of latest versions that happened in this module. And I can simply look at the traces that they have. If I only care about main, I can select main and jump into main. You can see that the version selector now has that selected and do the same thing. Here, for example, we have one that has a trace at error. I can jump into that trace and I can see exactly what's happening. So let me go back. There we go. Again, you can see the API. That's something that we already checked. And the last thing that I wanted to mention is you can see the activity of the module. This is something that for now will simply show what versions happened in the context of the module. But we have a ton of ideas that are going to give you like real insights into your module. So stay tuned for improvements here. If you want to get started, you should already have the modules tab at the top. If you don't, please ping us. We have a free trial for individual accounts. And if you're on the team plan, you already have this feature and you can, assuming you're using GitHub, you can already enjoy it.